There's not a whole lot that beats the coziness of having a freshly baked cinnamon roll that's still warm out of the oven and a cup of hot cocoa on a Saturday morning, or Saturday evening in my case. This is a very special video for me to share with you all because it features a recipe my mom used to make quite often. And also, you're gonna hear some jingling bells. My kitty cats are roaming around and I put jingle bell collars on them because I thought it'd be cute, and now I'm realizing they're quite rambunctious and loud. So maybe they're teaching me a lesson saying, "Mama, no bell collars for us." All three of them are right here. I have a delicious cinnamon roll here, and it's reminding me, told ya, it's reminding me of Saturday mornings when we would smell cinnamon wafting in the house, and we'd go into the living room and realize Mom had baked fresh cinnamon rolls. And she also made some homemade hot chocolate, and that was the best Saturday morning breakfast of all time. And my mom has long since passed away, but this particular recipe is the one that she would make every Saturday morning, so it brings me a lot of joy to be able to share this with you all. The footage of this video was filmed several years ago. I had filmed an intro and did not realize that my mic was not properly working. But I have a lot of fond memories of watching my mom put a lot of love into her baking and cooking. So the whole story and everything behind it kind of didn't work out, which I was bummed about because the whole premise of the video was about my mom and the stories. And I was just trying to relay the coziness of having freshly baked cinnamon rolls and tell you guys that story. And I didn't want to do that in just a voiceover. But I've also had a lot of issues with my house. I'm not going to go into it, but my kitchen was destroyed and redone and destroyed again, and is in the process of being redone, I guess. I don't know. Things are crazy. And I'm in my studio room right now, which is all cozy for the holidays season because I needed some cozy space, and this is it. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy this video. I hope you try these amazing cinnamon rolls. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it rolling, dough. We'll start out with activating our yeast. To a small bowl, add a package of yeast, a teaspoon of sugar, and about 1/3 of a cup of warm water. Fluff it and let it set. You don't want the water to be too hot, otherwise the yeast will not develop properly. So the best way to tell is just imagine it's your bath water, nice and warm. I'll add 1.5 cups of flour to a mixing bowl, 1/4 cup of sugar, a teaspoon of salt, and begin to mix with the bread hook attachment. If you don't have a bread hook, this is a little bit tricky, but it's doable. You just have to use a little bit of arm strength, but you can do it. I believe in you. To the mix, I add 2 eggs, one at a time, some scalded milk, and the yeast mixture, alternating between liquids. I'll add in about 2 tablespoons of oil and continue to alternate the milk, yeast, and flour until it's fully incorporated and a dough has formed and can be molded into a ball. I flour my countertop and remove the dough. At this point, it'll be soft and a little sticky. I sprinkle some flour onto it to prevent it from sticking to the surface. Now I begin to fold the dough into itself, working it into a ball. I push the palm of my hand into the dough away from me. As the dough is worked, I add a little bit more flour when the dough gets a little sticky. Overall, I knead the dough for about 5 minutes to develop the gluten. This adds air into the dough, giving it structure. When the yeast causes the dough to expand, it won't collapse in on itself. It'll rise and keep its shape. Now, oil the inside of a bowl and put a little oil on your dough and transfer it. We're gonna let it rise for about 15 minutes. The oil will prevent it from sticking. While we're waiting for the dough to proof, let's make the cinnamon filling. To a small bowl, cream together 1/2 cup of granulated sugar and 1/4 cup of softened butter, and then add in 1/2 cup of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Mix this well until it's light and fluffy. After the dough has risen to about double its size, flour your surface and your rolling pin. and then flatten your dough. It's easier to split your dough into half, so that's what I've done here, because as you roll it out, you may run out of room on your surface to work, and it also just makes it easier for you. Roll your dough out into a rectangular shape until it's about 1/2 inch thick. Spread on half of your filling until it's evenly spread, just coating your dough. Trim off any uneven ends as you go. To roll out the dough, I fold over the dough on one end about 1/2 inch and start to roll the dough inward, making sure it is tightly rolled together. I use my dough cutter to trim off the ends with loose dough. Grease a 9x13 baking pan with butter or oil and cut each roll about 1 inch thick. Make sure all the dough is attached, and you may need to slightly reshape the dough. If you don't have a dough cutter, you can use dental floss or a knife to cut it. Using a dough cutter or dental floss helps maintain that shape so you're not getting a squished roll. I fit about 8 to 10 rolls in my pan. When you have the rolls cut and evenly spread, cover and let them rise for about 15 minutes until they're about double their size. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and once the rolls have more than doubled in size, bake them for about 25 minutes or until golden brown on top. While we're waiting for our cinnamon rolls to bake, let's make the icing. I take 1/2 cup of confectioner's sugar and add a generous tablespoon of vanilla and mix this. Then I add a tablespoon of softened butter and beat this slightly. And then I add a 1/4 cup of milk that's almost room temperature. Making sure your milk is at room temperature will ensure that your butter doesn't re-harden and make your icing really lumpy. That's never fun. So I alternate adding milk and an additional 1/2 cup of confectioner's sugar until the icing is fully mixed. I like using a wire whisk for this because I feel like it incorporates more air and makes the icing fluffy and light and delicious. Once the cinnamon rolls are done baking, they'll be slightly golden on top. Let them cool completely before you ice them, and then ice to your heart's content, and you'll have delicious homemade cinnamon rolls. They are best served warm because they're nice and gooey inside. Thank you all so much for being here for this video and watching this video through to the end. Have you ever made homemade cinnamon rolls before? And if you haven't, what's stopping you? Because I can tell you, they're so worth it. The stuff that you get in a can does not compare to the homemade stuff. I mean, bakeries are good, but sometimes it's just fun to bake it yourself, to put the love into rolling out the dough and putting the filling in, rolling it back out, baking it, all the things. All the things. It's a labor of love, and that's why Saturday mornings were extra special when we'd smell that cinnamon wafting in the air and we'd go into the main area of the house, find our cocoa and our cinnamon rolls waiting for us, and we got to watch Saturday morning cartoons. It was the best Saturday when that happens. I hope you all have a chance to try that out in the cozy winter months. Why not enjoy some freshly baked cinnamon rolls? I hope you all have a wonderful and magical day, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah! Bye.